Hey everyone, this is Second Sight Tarot, a branch of wellness. I'm here to do the monthly reading for the sign of Scorpio for the month of April 2021. I've already meditated on your cards, and please remember that this is a general reading. It may not resonate with everyone, so please take what does and then leave the rest. Today I'm going to be doing the element spread, its current situation, how you can move through this through intellect and communication, the emotions that can come about from this, and how you move through the outcome to the outcome easier, or gives you some guidance that way. So I'm going to pull a lot of cards. I like to use oracle cards and tarot mix, so just bear with me for a few minutes. I also pull like an overall energy of the reading with the White Witch Tarot, and then I have these really beautiful herbal cards that are not herbology, but I'll show you what came up. So I guess the overall current situation, or the normal, the overall energy of like most of the readings have been about like crazy amount of change in everybody's life for the month of April. Consistent pattern with that. So we'll see if that has to do with you as well. Please. A lot of growth for you right now. Popping right out. Just gonna look at this flow. Okay, beautiful. And I'm gonna do some more of these and then we'll start. So in the overall energy of the reading, you have chamomile stability. These are really pretty cards. So this is all about finding stability and peace within difficulties and challenges that come up in your life. So I think for a lot of different signs right now, stability has definitely been challenged, or that's what people are looking for, just because there's so much change happening that they just need to be grounded a little bit or have some balance. And you have the Hierophant. So a lot of you maybe are on a spiritual path, or looking for a spiritual guidance, like a spiritual leader, or like, you know, looking for some deeper answers within about life. So the Hierophant is a 5, which is a lot of change and growth. So it makes sense, and finding stability in that. But this change is a lot of finding like inner wisdom and finding guidance for that. So a lot of you might be going within and finding some enlightenment in certain situations, but and finding clarity and finding inner peace and finding inner wisdom and spiritual growth there. Maybe you're looking for something deeper. After the year that we've had, a lot of people seem to be looking for this now, so you're not alone in that. But I think the key here is it does create a lot of shift and change in the way you perceive things and the way you see life as is, and things start to like crumble down because you realize like certain things weren't the way you thought they were, because you're learning something deeper and finding stability within that. So I think that's key for you, finding the balance between the two. Just bear with me for a second. Whoa, same similar cards that a lot of people are getting, just different positioning. Emotions. Not surprised. Take that. One more. There we go. So the outcome seems to be very peaceful and finding inner peace within all of this. And we'll go into it more as this unravels. But so current situation, you have create, nurture your creative energy. And this is really about like manifesting things that you want to bring into your life and like how to navigate that. And I'll show you the card. Going with your instinct here. So it's all about, they're just kind of like creating the things that they really want to have, like abundance in their life, and really finding ways, creative ways to hone in on this energy, to connect with this energy, and to make sure that what you're putting out is what you really want back. So really being present with what you're asking for from the universe, or what you're trying to manifest, and just making sure that it really resonates with your higher self and where you want to go. So it's just, maybe this is just where you are right now. You're like in this creation mode of like what you want to put out there in the universe. And it's definitely the instinct card came, which I think the witches are page of Pentacles, I think. I forget. Oh, diamonds are fire. So page of wands. So but this card specifically is all about going within to find your intuition, and you're going with your gut about things more than the mind, you know? Because you're definitely on a new path, and you're definitely manifesting stuff. Like she has like this pot in here that it's like bubbling up, like she's manifesting something, she's creating something, and she's really going within to manifest it and to create it. She's really tapping into it to put in all her energy in this. And I think that's what you're doing. Like you're really creating something from your intuition here, from your gut. But I don't let, and then fear is in reverse here. So making sure that you don't allow fear to take over here, let the mind take over. Just make sure you stay grounded with this. I think this card is really beautiful. She's holding a bunch of strings, and on the strings she has all these birds and the bird cages, and everybody's out, but they're still being tied down by her. And in her womb, or in the middle, is her feeling isolated and fear, and allowing fear to kind of take over. So to me, this is about not, like, maybe you thought you did some work about releasing fears that were holding you back, but you're still kind of holding on to them. You haven't released them yet. You've released them enough to like not hold you back for the most part, but I think the energy of these fears pop up and seep up throughout time and like throughout your day. And you know, I don't know if you're like really sitting with it saying like, I'm not afraid of that anymore, or like you're like, oh, it's a check-in of these fears that I used to have. But I do think that you're holding on to them energetically and you're not releasing them fully. So because there is fear, it is scary to release things and to go with the unknown and being okay with the unknown, because fear is about seeing things in the future happen already, and it's not being present, right? So this is just asking you to make sure that you stay clear and focused and allow pure energy to go in your creations and your manifestation right now, and not allow fear to taint this. Because if you look at quantum physics and like The Secret and What the Bleep Do We Know, those movies have really said like, you are what you think. And if you are, let's say you're trying to manifest something, you're trying to manifest $100,000, but in the back of your mind you have fear that or like doubt, self-doubt that you can't ever do this. So you got the ball rolling and you're like onto something, you know, maybe you're getting a new job, or like a path was opened up to you to actually start to receive this, because it does take hard work. It doesn't just come, you know, you have to put in the work. But it was giving you opportunities, but you allowed the fear or the doubt to kind of stick in the, like linger in the background, and then it doesn't manifest. And then this energy goes into a big pot, and that's her big pot. You know, that's exactly what I feel. Like she's putting in all these things that she wants to manifest in this pot. And now maybe for the first time, you're like, I'm really going in deep and I really want this. Maybe, you know, I really want to create this. And it's about releasing the fears first to make sure they're really gone, so they're not tainting the final outcome that the universe is hearing. Not that you're hearing, but like putting energy out, you know, fear also goes out with that message. So it's just inviting you to like make sure that you stay grounded with that a little bit. I think it's important to stay focused in that. I'm gonna pull one more. Concentration. Well, that just popped out. I don't know if I'm going to take it, but optimism and innovation. It's the king of acorns, which are the king of wands. So I do think that there's optimism here, and you're definitely onto something, and you're focused, you know, and you're creating new things, and they're like really inventing new things. You're creating stuff, and you're standing in your power with it now, you know, like, and I think for some of you, if you could just release some of those fears, that are really holding you back, even though you don't think they are. I think that this will shift so much faster if you can just work on how to release this fear. It's easier said than done, of course, but at least bringing awareness to these things, like when you do have a fear about it, or like a doubt, or something negative pops in, like I can't do it or I won't do it. That's fear, that's saying like I'm not good enough to do this, and finding excuses not to move forward. So just checking in on that and knowing that you are powerful. You are the king. This is about knowledge. Kings all have knowledge, and they have, they're very confident, and they're very righteous, and just know that there is a lot of optimism going on right now, and just to stick with that kind of feeling and that energy. So, and releasing this at the bottom of the deck, it's the Tower. I think that maybe the Tower already happened, and this is like kind of what the aftermath is, the calm, after the storm. And maybe that's why the fears are still there. So, but you've already been through the worst of it. You've already had the Tower fall. You've already had this release and this death and this transformation, or some of you are like in it right now. But just know that you're strong enough, you're powerful enough. Anything you manifest will happen. Go with your gut and really do your best to at least take control of the fears and not allow them to dictate the future or the outcome of this. So, I'm going to leave it at that because I think it's very clear. So in the current, or the how you can move through intellect and communication, you have resilience, you have growth, and you have protection. So resilience is about all of this life lessons and things you've accumulated over the years. Your knowledge and your schooling and your breakups and your makeups and all these things that you've accumulated create this resilience in you, because it's like a broken vase coming back together. It's like it makes you stronger in the end, right? And this is you've already this tower's already fallen in a sense, of the things that you don't believe and the things that needed to be shattered, right? So, but this is also, to me, this card makes me feel like sometimes we hold on to things that are no longer serving us. These experiences, yes, you need them and it's good to remember them, but to hold on to certain situations or hold on to energies from people might be holding you back, or making it very heavy as you go through this. You may be checking in on that and seeing some of the things that you could possibly let go of. This card's not really that, but that's kind of what's just coming up for me. So just checking in with what you're carrying on your shoulders. You're carrying the world. Is it your world? Is it everybody's world? Can you do less of other people and really focus on yourself right now, if that's the case? So it's a great card to have. It means you're super strong. You've already been through hell and back, and this is just giving you a check-in, saying you've got this, because you already have this experience, a life experience. You've already been through this, not this situation, but you've already been through the tough times, and know your resilience in this is what it's saying. Growth card is overcoming limitations, really knowing that you've already been through the storm, and this isn't communication too, and intellect. So maybe verbalizing, what your strengths are and how resilient you've been, and maybe verbalizing things that you can maybe release that no longer serve you, writing them down, talking to a friend, going to therapy, just literally verbalizing it, getting it out is key. This is why this is in this position. And growth, overcoming limitations, maybe some of the limitations is the way you articulate it and how you express yourself. Maybe you're not expressing yourself enough. Maybe you're holding on to things too tight, and that's why this is so heavy. You don't have to do this alone. It doesn't have to be a survival journey here. It's how strong you are. You don't need to carry that with you right now, especially through this time of change and inner peace and wisdom, that all that stuff brought you to where you are, but you don't have to carry it along for the ride. So just know every storm has an end to it. Every storm has the sun coming back up eventually. So just know whatever growth period you are going through right now, and transformation is, you're growing beautiful roots underneath the soil, and while you're in this storm, it is teaching you the lessons you need to learn. Just looking at it that way will help you through this. There are lessons that need to be learned. and know that you're protected, you know, or maybe feeling like it is safe to talk things out and to express things to people. You are protected in that, you know. I think it's a very positive thing to like release things and to let them out, even if it's just in a journal, you know. I think it's really important to do that for yourself. I think it'll help the process so much faster. It'll speed it up, or it will just, or the outcome will be not so dramatic, you know. Intellect and communication, please. Scorpio. Education, which is the Hierophant. Again, the teacher, and communication, which is freaking awesome right now, and stability, because 4s are stability. So I just love when things like duplicate. So this is the 4 of wands. Sorry, I have to look at diamonds. I always think they're pentacles, but they're wands. They're fire. And it's a 4. So 4 is all about stability and stability. So having stability of expression and feeling stable, that you can express yourself and feel still safe in the end, and feel stable, you know, and feel like you're okay. I just love that this communication card came in the communication position, because it's brilliant. And education right now, this is the Hierophant. And some of you could be in school, some of you be in communications, work. Maybe this is where you can communicate and articulate things. Maybe some of you are going back to school, or maybe most of you, I feel like this is for the majority, are like learning new ways on how to communicate and how to ask things from the universe and how to listen to people when they talk. Like you're educating yourself in a new way now on how to like express and take in information from other people. This is really beautiful. And you're definitely like doing the work, and feeling grounded and stable in it is beautiful. So let me do one more. Coming out fast. They're coming out hot. Discovery and enthusiasm. The Page of Wands. You have a lot of wands. Diamonds. Wands. They're all fire again. Acorns. They're all wands. Fire energy. So discovery and enthusiasm. The Page of Wands. Pages are all new beginnings, new paths, new, you know, something new, starting something new. And just love looking at these cards. They're really pretty here. So I definitely think your energy's in this. I do think like you're like really, really like taking off and really doing the work, or allowing the work to come in. I think it's really beautiful. I think it's a lot of fire. But with fire, you need stability, because you need to stay grounded and being like in earth energy to stay balanced. I think that's key. So I'm going to do some clarification here. I just want to know about the resilience card, please. Let's just take them all. So Knight, the Sun, and release. So the Knight is about going within and being okay with the shadowy side of you, like the darkness. And a lot of you have done the work already, or are on the spiritual journey. So maybe like things are to come that are like on the darker side, because, you know, peeling onions and doing deep spiritual stuff can be very isolating and lonely, because you're so focused on yourself that it can be an isolating place. But what a great experience it can be too. So not putting a damper on it. I'm just meaning like it could be dark, you know, because you're looking at yourself as who you really are, your true self, and through a different lens as the observer this time. So the Sun is the happiest card in the deck. The Sun is also about like nurturing and growth and healing. And this is where you are right now, you know, and I think communicating this is going to cause this healing and this growth and all this stuff. You have growth too. I mean, growth is the Sun too. You have 2 growth cards here. So you are finding, you're educating yourself right now. You're learning such a new way of communicating with yourself and others, and also listening and taking information in, which is a beautiful thing. And releasing, really releasing things that are not yours now with the resilience card. I do feel that, and I'm glad this came out to justify it, because, or to like complement it, because it's getting heavy. I think all of the stuff you've accumulated over the years that you think you need to hold on to, and yes, you need to remember them because there are lessons learned, but don't hold on to them because you're not making space for new things. And when you release something, you open your hands up for new things, and you're going through a very big shift, and you want to be able to have space internally to have this new light coming in. So that's beautiful. In the way you can, or the emotions that you can connect with, is the realization card. I love this card, and this came out a lot last month for a lot of people, because they're realizing a lot of stuff about themselves, and came out with like half the people in the readings. But this is all about like a soul's journey, finding, because you're on a spiritual path, I think this is all about letting your soul guide you through the next path, to the next path. It's not about like, oh, I'm going to try this and try this. It's like whatever you're choosing now is chosen by your soul, and where your soul needs to grow and where it needs to lead you to, so you can have those experiences. So you're realizing that this is realizing like a new path is being led by, I mean, she has like this, the soul is kind of pushing her into the door. Like it's all about soul driven here. And this is all about, emotions, like really tapping into your emotions and realizing like you're growing and like going through these new doors of how to communicate, how to articulate things, how to express yourself, how to understand emotions and like breaking them down. This is everybody's kind of going through the same thing. But just realizing new ways of a new path of like how to connect with yourself emotionally, to release some of the things that are going there, and realize how beautiful these experiences have been, even if they feel shitty, because they're lessons learned. If we could just keep that in mind, I think we can go far with it. And then speaking up, like use your voice to express yourself. This could be in the communications too, but this is about your emotions, really sharing your emotions with people, like expressing yourself, really diving into when an emotion comes up and like talking about it, verbalizing it to yourself or to someone else. It could be just to yourself, so you can have a better understanding of why it keeps coming up, so you can release it. So, and beauty, and this is really about like looking at your inner self and just appreciating who you are, and loving yourself for who you are, and finding beauty in all of these lessons, and even when it looks shitty and dark, and like, oh, I can't believe I thought this way, or like that person did this to me, or whatever. Like really just trying to find the spark or the gem in all of those lessons, and seeing the bigger picture of it all, to have like a better light coming into this, instead of like a darker light, if you know what I'm saying. I hope I'm explaining it right. But I'm going to just pull a couple cards for this. Focus. I think you are focused. I think you're like focused on a new path. This is the 9. You have a lot of, this is the 9 of Pentacles, but this is definitely all about progress, or like clarity on a direction. Your soul knows where it needs to go now, and what it needs to do to heal you more. And that's tapping into your emotions and really dealing with things that you haven't dealt with in the past, and being okay with it. And this is telling you that you're supported. Like you're creating abundance here. You're almost at the finish line. You like keep doing this work in this way that we've described. I think is key. Like finding the gems in all of the lessons and all of the emotions that are coming up, and not looking at them in a different or a negative way. That's a really nice card to have, because there is a focus here. You're focused on the new path, and you're looking in it, ready to go. So a really nice energy. And I'm comfortable with the way this is, like, just like your current situation is very telling. I don't need to pull any cards for that, but it's straightforward. The outcome, I'm going to just pull a couple, because I only have 2. God forbid I only have 2 cards showing. I'm a Taurus. I like abundance. I like things. I like lots of cards. Pull one more. How come these? There we go. Okay. You're abundant too, it seems, Scorpio. do this here. Okay, I'm just going to take them because they keep popping out. It's just, they're coming out as like with clumps. Oh, okay. So you have patterns, you have negativity, you have philanthropy. Sorry, that is a hard word. And needs. So let me see here. I think it's really looking at it. This is fire again. It's the Student of Wands. It's the student or the Page of Wands. So I think there is some, like a new pattern. You're creating new patterns right now within yourself. But this is also inviting you to look at the patterns that you've created and seeing if they don't serve you anymore. Maybe like shifting something so you create new ones. But I think for most of you, this is more of like you are finding new patterns of ways to deal with things and like a new structure there. And making sure like the Witch of Wheels, which is Pentacles. She is the Queen. I'm trying to learn these cards still with like the names, but she's the Queen of Wheels, Pentacles, and she's very confident. And queens are all about patience, and this is having patience with what your needs are, and really looking at. She knows she's very stable with her, and she sees what her needs are, and she's very comfortable with them, and like she's just looking at this like, this is my need and I'm going to get it because this is what I need to feel better or to like grow or whatever. I feel like she's cleaning house. She has like a broom and witchy, very witchy. But anyway, I'm sorry, but meeting your needs, making sure your needs are met, and maybe restructuring your patterns to meet these needs. And I think the needs are also about meditating, sitting still, really surrendering, and I'll show you those cards. And this is all about the spirit. This is all about charity, and like this is also like donating your time, your energy. This could be to yourself, but this means also like, to me, this card's about finding like balance, like karma or a yin and yang, or like, finding balance. Like I give to charity, and then like something comes in to me for me, like it manifests because I'm giving. So it's like this beautiful cycle of give and take. And this can be with emotions, this can be with money, this could be with like time, this could be with like, a friend helped you and now you're going to help another friend, like paying it forward. This can mean many different ways. But maybe there's something to look at this. This is why it came up for you. Do you have an even balance of give and take, taking care of yourself and taking care of others? Maybe to look at that. And this is negativity, but it's also a 7, and 7s are all about like gaining experience or having experience. And to me, this is about your patterns too, because this came out with the patterns card. I think that in your past experiences, I think negative thoughts have kept you from really growing, or just like people around you have kept like the heaviness, the energy heavy around you, that haven't allowed you to really transform all of this stuff that you really want to. Or maybe this experience and these negative patterns in the past have caused you to have this major shift and you needed those. But I definitely think that this is about negative patterns being broken now, and like really restructuring them to be new ones and healthy and positive, and raising your higher vibration because of these, and not keeping you down. So I think that's definitely the reason. I'm going to clarify on these 4 just to make sure that I'm on the right path with this. Philanthropy needs activity patterns, please. So you have a lot of like, you have the breath card, you have stillness, lack of movement. Maybe it's time to move. Maybe I'm going to show you that card. It could be 2 things. One more for this group and then I'll move forward. So the Empress came. The Mother, I consider the Empress, and Rise. Rising is coming out of this darkness and realizing like you have like a breath of fresh air, like you're coming up to the light, you've gotten out of this tunnel and you like can see, and you're like, oh, thank God, I can see now. You know, I have clarity. I have like, you have clarity on a direction. Maybe there's like a darker time, depression or whatever that caused you to have this shift. You're coming out of it now, and goodness keeps coming out every single time. You know, and you are on the right direction. This direction card, and spiritual guidance again. So I think that you're definitely on to something beautiful here. And I think the Mother card is the Empress, but I think it's about nurturing yourself. It's about, because the Empress is all about like nurturing and growth and creativity and just really feeling cared for and not alone, like really loving yourself, nurturing yourself through this growth period right now is key. I think this is about you for yourself, making sure that your needs are met, making sure that you're cared for and nurtured. And then you have the Stillness card, lack of movement. That could be for two types of people. It could be you've been in this dream state or like going through this and it's kind of made you like too still and you need to move your ass a little bit. Or it can mean like this is a lot of work and you need to ground yourself and stay focused and do meditation and that kind of stuff. So it could be either one depending on who you are. And then surrendering, like just going with the flow of things and just leaving it up to the universe to do some of this magic thing, because you've already planted the seeds. You're already doing this. You're already on this path. You've already started the energy rolling. You don't, once you like set out for something that you want, like just let the universe do it and just keep working hard, but you don't have to work as hard doing it alone because it's already being manifested. So it's just saying surrender to like it's in the works. Just surrender to it and just do the other things that you need to do. I got this. That's what the universe is saying. It's really beautiful. A lot of work, but you're on a really awesome path. And I think it's commendable. And I think that you should be proud of yourself. And I think you should stay you're on the right path, and you should just keep the energy light, keep finding beauty and gems in all things in this process, and nurturing yourself and releasing things that don't longer serve you so you can make space for new things. I think it's really important. I'm going to pull some self-care cards and then send you on your way. Scorpio, please, April 2021. Positive affirmations. I just said that. Looking at the gems of all things. Staying positive. Getting rid of negative patterns, negative thoughts. And also, so that's positive affirmation. And you also have sing, which also came on the last reading that I did. But this just means like release some of this energy that you have. Like just have more fun, you know? Sing, dance, listen to music, open the windows and just be a little bit more free. Go along with the flow. You don't have to work that hard. You've already done a lot of work. Keep slow and steady kind of thing. One more. Movement. So to me, this is more movement of energy and balancing out the energies. This could be yoga. This could be just walking, grounding, that kind of stuff. Connect with the earth is one. And journal. Journal's a good one. So, and nourishing your temple. So these are all beautiful cards. I mean, I can literally say the whole deck and they're all awesome. So pick and choose what resonates with you. So I hope that this is informative. I hope that this resonated with some of you. I feel like it's just very cut and dry. It's very clear. And I hope that your April is really amazing. I feel like you have some really great things going on right now. And it's soul driven, so trust it. Trust the process. You're in a very good place. I think you're in a beautiful place and you're guided. So I think just go with the flow and have a little bit more fun. And enjoy your month of April. And I will see you in May, Scorpio. Take care of yourself.